Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood panda here. We're back again for another episode, but I wanted to stop and talk with you a little bit before we got started. Today's episode is a song that's going to include some depictions of abuse and domestic violence. And I understand that that's going to be quite triggering for some folks. I know, a lot of people have gone through it. It's a tough thing to go through, and it's hard to get out of it. Okay? So keep that in mind as you watch this video. And also, as you watch this video and you're going through something like this, I hope it gives you the courage and it reminds you that none of this is your fault. Do not let anyone, especially your abuser, tell you any different. It is not your fault. You do not deserve this. Please, please, do what's right for you. Find the courage to walk away. Because you deserve the best. Always, you deserve love. Real love. Not abuse that they call love. Okay? So I hope this video, while you're watching, it reminds you that you are gonna be okay. You can get up and you can go your own way. Find someone to talk to. Find someone to pick you up and to say, you know what, I've got you. Whatever you decide to do, I'm here for you. All right? I hope that everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone remembers you are worth everything. Okay? Let's get into today's video. Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood panda here, back again with another episode, and today's episode comes via a Patreon request. Yes, I have a Patreon, and for my $10 tier, you can get a guaranteed monthly request. I'll leave the links in the description below. And DJ, for his monthly request this time, has requested a cover, but it's actually by the same band. Okay, he's really cool about doing these things because it's really interesting for me to see how a band does their song originally and then how they revamp it for various reasons, right? So if in this case he wants me to do "Crawling" by Linkin Park, the original video, and then take a look at their live version from the One More Light tour, and see how they changed it up and how they mixed it and that kind of stuff. Because obviously you do have to change things a little bit for a live version versus a studio recording, because you can tend to do a lot more and a lot flashier things on a studio recording, because you've got the time, you can stop, you can add, and you can, do all kinds of things with the computer and all this kind of thing. But so I'm interested to see how the two versions of this go together and how it's the same, how it's different, and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is the first one, the official music video. So we gonna rock out today, I think. Okay, I love the difference when you see a lot of these singers that do these big raw, that distortion in their voices. You seem to think it's gonna travel over into every part, but the lead singer of Linkin Park, and I keep forgetting his name. Don't ask me, remind me in the comments. But he has that big, raw and all of that distortion in his voice when he's singing, the big chorus and with all the instruments and stuff. But when he pairs back down here for the verse, it's very delicate, much more delicate than you would think. It's very clear, very soft. And it doesn't sound like at all that any of that distortion has done any damage. That's a very difficult thing to do this kind of rock distortion in a healthy, non-damaging manner. So I'm really impressed by that.
Losing this lack of self-control I fear is never ending. Controlling, I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Without a sense of confidence, I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before, so insecure. Crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal. Fear.
And that's also a really good choice with the message of the song. Okay, we're talking about, at least according to look at what the video says, and in the lyrics too. You can hear it in the lyrics. This is a heavy subject. Okay, the person is going through it. Okay, and when you are going through things like that, there are two sides going in your head for a while, where you've got this soft, timid, cannot speak any louder for yourself because you're so afraid. But then you've got this other side of your head that is angry and lashing out, a lot of times lashing out at yourself for continuing to take this kind of treatment. And so the juxtaposition between the soft verses and then the yell, the big rock yell and the rapping a little bit in the rest of the chorus really does do that back and forth that goes on within ourselves when we're dealing with this kind of stuff. It's a very good choice. Hold on, I want to see, do they have subtitles? Because I want to see, in some cases I can't really tell what the wording is, and I'd love to know.
Discomfort endlessly has pulled itself upon.
That didn't work. Let's see. A second, make sure that. Yep. All right. So if they're gonna show, they're gonna show. If they don't, they don't. Here we go.
Distracting, reacting against my will. I stand beside my own reflection. It's haunting how I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Without a sense of confidence, I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before, so insecure. Crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. Crawling in.
That's a good line. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. Because again, in situations like this, your mind is all over the place. A lot of times the way people get away with treating you this way is they make sure that you are convinced it is your fault. That is not true. It is not your fault in any way, shape, or form. But they've got you confused with what is real. Okay? They want to keep you off kilter, not knowing what's real, who you can trust, who you can accept them. You're convinced that you can trust them, which you can't, so that you will not have the courage to leave. That is a very good line.
My sin, these wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall. Confusing, confusing what is real. Confusing what is real. Self-control of fears never lately. Confusing what is real.
There we go. I think she found her confidence. I think she got angry. I hope that works out. Well, y'all, that was a good version of that. The back and forth between the two, the verses and the actual chorus, the two different moods hitting you really does a good job of depicting what goes on in our heads sometimes, even if it's not a situation like this. Okay? Sometimes when we are stressed, when we are doubting ourselves, we get those two sides in our head that are conflicting. And, so it sometimes it just, we gotta crawl. I mean, we can't walk. We definitely can't run. We can't even seem to walk to continue what we're supposed to be doing. So we just gotta crawl, So I really did enjoy that. Let's see how they changed it and what they did for the live version. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, right off the bat, starting off a little bit softer. For the live version with just the piano there. Maybe it's one of those things where they're trying to, given, the subject matter, they're trying to just kind of pull everybody back and maybe, to listen more. You know what I'm saying?
There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending, controlling. I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in. I felt this way before, so insecure, crawling in my skin. These wounds,
Ooh, goosebumps. Okay. It is a totally different feel to start off with, because all he has, he brings in to the verse, the crawling in my skin. He brings in that rock grit and the yell and the push of air here, with a little more of the crescendo in his volume, but the piano stays nice and soft and stable there in the background, and so you hear the audience singing with him and joining in with that, and it adds to the emotion of what the singer is feeling, or the character that they're playing, the character saying these things inside their head. But it also adds to the sense that everybody there gets it in some way. They're singing along. It's part of that solidarity. And, they're all outpouring their emotion into this, not only saying that I get it in some way, maybe I've experienced this for myself, or I know somebody who did. So I understand a little bit here. And also, I'm here for you. Okay? And we are here for each other to stand, to be together and let out these emotions together. And it's absolutely gorgeous.
I felt this way before, so insecure, distracting, reacting. Against my will, I stand beside my own reflection. It's haunting how I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in. I felt this way before.
And I love how they've chosen the black and white for the recording of this, because again, it strips everything back. It strips everything back, so you're really hearing, you're really understanding and feeling together what is going on here. Okay, there's not a whole lot of distractions, and not a whole lot of light, pyrotechnics and noise in, all the other instruments, and or jumping around and flailing around with the rock and everything. No, it is pulled back to where you've got to listen. You have no choice but to listen and to really hear. I love that.
So insecure. Crawling in my skin. These wounds ain't real, not your. Fear is how I go. Confusing what is real. Crawling in my skin. These.
And let's talk a little technical here, okay? This is a live concert, okay? And it is very difficult when you've got, you've got the mics, the earphones in your ear, trying to give you, to let you hear your instrumentalists in the back, right? But you've got a lot of people, there's a lot of people singing in his ear, even though there's not a whole lot else going on. He's distant from the instruments behind him, so they're a little softer, might not be able to hear them. There's people singing in his ear, whether they're going to be on key or not. So there's a lot of things going on, and when you are in a live situation and you are singing to a mic, a lot of times it is difficult to stay on pitch and to hear where you're going in relation to the music behind you. And he is doing extremely well. I haven't heard a wavered pitch yet. Not only in his rock sections for the chorus, but also for his very soft, very tender moments in the verses. And so that is either he's got some real good earbuds keeping him in line with the piano behind him, or he is, he's extremely talented in just being able to hear and match the correct pitch no matter what else is going on around him. And that is very impressive. Y'all, that was a beautiful version of that song, and I think it was really so very fitting to do with an audience. To be that stripped back and emotional in front of an audience. To connect with them, okay? And to help other people that you are in front of. You can't do a whole lot, but maybe when you're in front of somebody, you can show them, I understand, I'm with you. And so he's connecting with his audience in that way. And so it was a very smart idea to strip back everything. Okay? And to just be vulnerable in that way. Y'all, I thoroughly enjoyed both versions of this song. I hope that you were able to glean some enjoyment out of this and to feel some things yourself, that it was a tiny bit cathartic for you. Okay? And I hope that you will join us in for the next one. Check out my Patreon. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. For $10 a month, you can get a guaranteed reaction and analysis like DJ did for this one today. But if you can't do the Patreon, that's okay. Do me a favor and hit the like button and the subscribe button on this channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I post next. Those things help out this channel tremendously, and they don't cost you a thing. Okay? But until next time, y'all, have a good day, night, morning, evening, whatever time zone you happen to be in, and I'll see you in the next one.